Today on The District, Georgia State Representative Erica Thomas from District 39 will join us to talk about her journey as a foster care child and her book that chronicles her story. And we'll tell you how we've partnered to help foster children in our community. I am your host, District 4 Commissioner Joan Garner. Join us for The District, which begins right after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome to The District. I am your host, District 4 Commissioner Joan Garner. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with one of our Georgia State representatives and now author, Erica Thomas from District 39. Erica and I have partnered on a book reading event for foster children in the Atlanta area, and the book to be read is titled, It's Erica. The book tells a colorful story about her adventures as a foster child and the journey of leaving one foster care home after another. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Commissioner.
It's great to have you here. So this is very exciting. And so before we get into the book, would you please tell everyone why you decided to write it in the first place?
Well, first I want to thank you so much for having me on The District today. You know, in writing the book, of course, it was a journey in itself, but it was very important for me. I wanted to let people know that there is a positive side to the foster care system and that these kids are just like normal children. And you always have characters like Dora the Explorer and different characters, Disney characters, but there's no character that is a foster child. And so I wanted to depict that in the book. And at the same time, let other children be excited about what they have and know that what they have is kids that aren't foster children. And they can see that, you know, they might say, oh, I want new shoes or I want something, but just be grateful to have a home.
Yes, so would you now share with us about your growing up as a foster care child?
Well, growing up as a foster child, I went into the system at about 15. It's a little bit different from the book. She is 7 in the book, but I was 15 when I went into the system. I went into the foster care system at 15, and it was a little bit of a struggle because at that age, you are trying to find yourself. And I was, I was class president at my school, and I was, school was really my haven. I loved school, but home just really wasn't, what it needed to be. And so they took me out of the care for neglect. And once they did that, I went to my first foster home. And my mother, before I went to foster care, she was really, really, really strict. I mean, she was super strict. I mean, I couldn't talk on the phone only 2 times a day. And each call had to be 5 minutes or less because anything after 5 minutes was gossip, and gossip was of the devil. So I could not talk on the phone. And so, I mean, just little things that regular kids would get, and I just wouldn't get. And so once I got to the first foster home, I was so grateful for everything. I got a cell phone. I got to watch TV, different shows that, I didn't watch, regular shows. And I got to get my nails done. I got to wear earrings, things I didn't get to do in my mother's home. And so I was so grateful to those people. And but it ended up not working out because it caused discord between me and the daughter that was there. Because, they would, I would do extra stuff around the home and things like that. And so I had to leave because we kept getting into it because she was a little bit jealous of me. So with that, was from that home to I went to a redneck home, and then from a redneck home, and I was trying to get out of there. I had a rebel flag over my bed, and I slept in camouflage sheets. Yeah,
goodness.
And so I had to leave there and, from home to home to home. And I finally, got to a place when I was 16. So I went through 5 different homes in 1 year. I got to a place when I was 16, and I loved that home. I told them, I said, if y'all make me leave here, I'm going kicking and screaming. And so the parents were just really nice, and they fed into my life. And they made me know that there are some foster parents out there that are loving and caring and really care about, you all. And as a foster child, I think one of the biggest things that I remember is you only got $200 a year clothing allotment. And I can't even imagine just, that $200 is just a coat, some shoes, and maybe a good pair of jeans, you know? And so, you know, when you get a good foster home that has the means to be able to do it, they were able to, you know, buy me clothes. And that's just something that a lot of foster kids don't get. They only get that $200 a year and that's it. And that was one thing, you know, that was really standing out because you get bullied, you get picked on for wearing the same stuff, you know? And so they were able to, you know, do that, put me in track, back in the different things I was, you know, in before.
Yes.
I got into the foster care system. And so I got a really good home and they enrolled me in college and really, you know, pushed me to be great again. So that was really good.
Wow, that's great. So now getting to the book, It's Erica. Tell us the story of your journey. You know, you've talked about your journey in foster care, but you have this book. And so tell us a little bit more about how you moved from being in foster care to writing the book, It's Erica.
Well, Joan, I told myself if I make it out the foster care system, I'm going to help some kids. If I can make it out, everybody can make it out. You know, I've heard stories of people from going from 30 homes their whole foster care system life to some people having 2 homes. And I told myself, like I said, I have to help. I have to. And so even though I started out, I really didn't have, you know, much, but I knew in my mind where I wanted to be. I really, really wanted to help. And it's a funny story, Joan. I remember when I first moved to Atlanta and I wasn't as successful as I was now. I think I was a waitress at Applebee's. And I used to be in a room where there was no one in the room, you know, in my room, just no one in the room. And I would be giving inspirational talks like it was kids in the room. And I would say, you can do it. You will be great. You can do it. And it would just be the walls. You know, but I told myself maybe if I could talk to the walls until it's an audience. And now, thank God, I have an audience. And I can
great.
really tell people what is going on in the system and encourage people to try to make it out.
That is so great, and what a great story you have. So when you look at your significant accomplishments, because you've accomplished quite a bit, what role do you think your life in foster care played into your success?
Well, my story. And it's really made me humble. I think that that's the biggest thing. It really, really made me humble. By being a foster kid and now being a state representative, you know, I see things in a different light. You know, I see the struggles that we talk about on the Juvenile Justice Committee, you know, and I see the things that come through those committees and see the legislation. I can really say, I experienced that, or I know someone that experienced that. And it really helps me in the work that I do. And also, even when I'm talking to people and I'm knocking on doors and, you know, asking people to vote for me, or if I'm on a stage and we're doing a debate, I really just let people know that I am just like anyone else. I'm not a millionaire, billionaire. I am just like you. And I just want to represent you. And so I would say that that really helped me to be successful.
Great. So, and you created a nonprofit, and it's called Speak Loud. I like that.
Thank you.
So
Speak Out Loud.
Speak Out Loud. To impact foster children and their families. So, tell us exactly what the organization does.
So we do so much. There's so much work to be done. One of the things that we do is help age out foster children. A statistic that not a lot of people know is that 80% of people in the prison system were once in the foster care system. That is an alarming rate, 80%. And so if we can impact these children, we can stop this system that's just feeding into the system. You know, and when people see the fiscal impact on it, that's when they start to wake up. You know, they're like, okay, wait a minute, this is really affecting. We have to make sure that once these kids get out of the system, they know how to be sustainable. How to say, you know, I'm not just going to think about this month's rent. I have to think about next month's rent. I need to know how to balance a checkbook, how to you know, pay bills on time. And a lot of foster kids don't know how to do that. And they result to violence. They result to, you know, stealing and things like that get them in the prison system. And we have to do something about that. And I think that that's one of our work as Speak Out Loud. Also, we work with different organizations all over the country. We've built libraries in Africa. We're also working on now building an orphanage in Botswana. And that's going to be probably one of my life's works to make sure that, in Botswana, they have the highest rate of orphans in all of Africa. And so we really, really want to help them as well as building group homes here, because I feel like these kids need to feel at home when they're in the foster system. So I think that's one big thing that we really try to help out with.
Great. So let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll hear how the state representative is now using her position to advocate on behalf of foster children. And we will tell you more about the reading event. So stay with us. Welcome back. We've been talking today with Georgia State Representative Erica Thomas from District 39 about her life in foster care and the book she has written that tells her story. So, Erica, tell everyone how your childhood experiences influenced your decision to run for public office and how you're now using your position to advocate on behalf of children who are in foster care.
Well, you say influence, but it terrified me because I was like, I don't know. We have to raise all this money. We have to do all these things. I'm like, I don't know who I'm going to get it from. I don't have a family that can say, Erica, here's $10,000, you know? And so, yeah, it definitely was terrifying. And of course, you have your naysayers in the beginning and say, oh, you're a foster kid. You know, people who's going to, want to run, who's going to vote for you. So different things that really terrified me. But once I got to the point where I said, if it's for me, then it's for me. And if the people vote for me, then it's meant to be. And once I could come to that conclusion, I said, I can do it. And so, you know how it is. I'm knocking on doors and calling people. We knocked on about 2,500 doors. We called 3,500 people. And it really, people love to hear my story, and they love to know that I was personable and they feel like they could touch me.
Yes.
Some people that run for office, you feel like, wait a minute, they're too big. I don't know if I can touch them, or can I just walk up to them? But we tried to make it an open door for everybody to just be like, here, I can just talk to her. She's fun. I can, and so it was good. It was really good when I started running, and we got together young people that really didn't know anything about campaigning, but they believed in me. And not only they believed in me, they gave up their weekends to knock on doors. So that was probably the biggest thing. But they believed in me, and the passion was there.
Yes.
And with that, it really encouraged me to say that even though I might have been a foster kid or whatever, I can do this, just like a lawyer or a doctor or anyone else.
Great. So share with us what you hope to still accomplish for children who are in foster care.
Well, if I could list out the long roll list of things that I really would like to accomplish. But one big thing is that I would love to encourage kids to let them know that they can be great.
Yes.
We're even about to start a campaign called I Was a Foster Kid, But Now. And with that campaign, you just hold up a piece of paper and it says, I was a foster kid, but now I'm a state representative. But now I'm a commissioner, but now I'm a lawyer, but now I'm a mother. And let them know that so many great people were foster children. Steve Jobs, the founder of Domino's Pizza, the Wendy's guy. I mean, so many football players, lawyers, there's so many people that are great, and that these kids can be great, and they need that encouragement. Because when they're in the system, all they're thinking about is getting out. That's it. But we want them to know that this is great. And that's also good for people that want to adopt, that parents that want to adopt. And they're scared because of the statistics that they see and what they've heard about kids in the foster system, But look, you could have got me as an adopted one, and look, what's going on now. So it's really good to I want to launch a campaign that really shows that these kids are ordinary children that are in these circumstances they have no control over, and that want to be loved and that want to be successful.
Great. So now back to the book, It's Erica, and I love that title.
Thank you.
What was the biggest challenge for you in writing it?
Ooh, wow. Well, I wrote the first two books. It's a series of 10. I've only released one. I wrote the first two books in only 30 minutes. believe it or not. But what I wrote and what is now is like you wouldn't even believe that it's the same book because when you write, I never wrote a book before, and so I just wrote what I felt, and the challenge for me was trying to depict the story from just writing what I know. So when you write a book, you have to be like, get people inside what's going on right then and there.
Yes.
So I can't just say, today she moved from this home to the next home. I have to say the sky was blue on this day and she was feeling very down because she had to move to you have to really get people into the scenery of where it was. It's not like a movie. And so I think that was really the hardest part about it is really just trying to be a writer and not just a speaker because you had to convert it. It's like a whole nother language.
Yes.
But other than that, it was easy, getting it published. I got it published by Boss Publishing, and Howard really, really helped me through the process. And so other than that, the process was smooth, but it was just getting to the point of making sure that people could know and feel what Erica was feeling at that time.
Yes. So let's talk about the reading event that's coming up.
Yay.
So tell us about the reading event.
Well, I am so excited. Commissioner, you came to me and you were like, let's do this. Let's help the foster kids in your community. And so I'm excited about it. We're going to be at the libraries. And I can't remember exactly how many you have in your district. I think about 8.
Yes.
And we're going to be at all of the libraries, and we are going to be reading the book to the children. And I'm excited about that. I mean, I think these kids are really, really going to love this book. And the good thing about it is it's a song in the book. And so once we get to the part where the song is, the kids get so excited. And I'm not going to sing the song right now, so I'll let the kids get to it. But I know when we get the kids in the auditorium, they are just going to love, love, love it. And they're going to feel so special. And that's what I really, really like about this event. We are going to make these foster children feel for 2 hours that they're not foster children. Yes. They're just normal children making their way, just like Erica in the book.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today and talking about your story. We will be right back with my final thoughts. Welcome back to the district. I am Joan Garner, your Fulton County Commissioner for District 4. I am very grateful to join forces with Erica Thomas and the public library system to bring such a charming and adventurous story to Atlanta area foster children. I am excited about the positive impact Erica Thomas's story brings to the community. I want to thank State Representative Erica Thomas for sharing her experience with being an author, an advocate, and a political figure. I know her story will touch others just as it has touched me. For more information about State Representative Erica Thomas's book, It's Erica, please visit www.itserica.com, and thank you for joining us on The District. That's our show for today. Feel free to contact my District 4 office anytime by calling us at 404-612-8226. You can email us at district4@fultoncountyga.gov, tweet with us at CalmJoanGarner, and of course, friend us on Facebook. Until we meet again, I'm your District 4 Fulton County Commissioner, Joan Garner. Thanks for watching The District.